We did say that once the World Cup had finished, that the transfer market would accelerate, and it certainly has, because this one came out of the blue, pardon the pun, Henry. £117 million. Morgan Rogers, England international, started that game that you were at, of course, against Argentina, from Aston Villa to Chelsea. Arsenal, it looked, all the money that they were really interested in him, it looked like he was going to end up there at some point, and then suddenly, bang, Chelsea come in 3 or 4 days they get that deal done. Are you surprised he's ended up there?
I am, from his perspective. Slightly from Arsenal's perspective. I mean, they were looking at 80 million if they could have done that, but obviously Chelsea, they throw the money, and we've seen it with Tonali and Elliot Anderson. This sudden acceleration, it's like house prices, have just suddenly sort of gone up by a third. Look, he's a fantastic player. He's not lightning fast. So when I hear him, and Arsenal were sort of considering him as a left winger, Trossard's gone, Martinelli's his final ball sort of issues there. He's not Madueke quick. I mean, he's a far better player than Madueke. In terms of, I think from Chelsea's perspective, Bluco needed to make a statement. They need to back a very, very good manager in Xabi Alonso, and he's. Obviously, the Joe Shields connection, they overlap for 3 years in Manchester City's academy. The Cole Palmer connection, I can see that Chelsea, but he's not going to be playing in Europe. He's not going to be playing for the champions. So I don't think it's necessarily a financial decision for him, because he would be well paid at Arsenal, and Chelsea tend to sort of back end some of their wages that they give the younger players. I can see it for the connection of, he knows Cole Palmer. Maybe Reece James would have had a word with him during England duty. I think either way that Xabi Alonso plays, and footballers obviously have to think about this. He can play as 2 10s if he's playing a 3-4-2-1, which he did at Bayer Leverkusen. If he plays a 4-2-3-1, Rodgers can play off the left into Palmer, and they've got Estefao on the right and João Pedro up front. So actually, if I was Chelsea fan, I'd be really excited. We have got this player. We've nicked him from Arsenal. He then comes in and says that Chelsea are the biggest club in London, which maybe probably from a Champions League perspective, they are, but obviously not the size in terms of fan base and history of Arsenal.